Hey everyone, Anthony Scott here of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are reviewing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles x Stranger Things 2-packs from Playmates Toys. This includes Donatello and Lucas, as well as Michelangelo and Dustin. These are available exclusively at Target stores here in the US. I do not have any information of availability for international fans. I don't believe these will be available. Special shout out and thank you to our friends at Playmates Toys for sending along for a review. We greatly appreciate that. Just as the first wave, these are packaged in window boxes here with some beautifully done artwork. Up on the top, you have the Ninja Turtles artwork inspired from the original comic series. And on the bottom there, you have the Stranger Things logo. That's a TV show on Netflix. It would also be worthy of noting that this packaging has one of the figures upside down. So if you face them this way, the turtles are right up and Stranger Things are upside down. However, this way is the opposite, and presentation-wise, this is really an ingenious way to offer these 2-packs. You have Lucas and Dustin right side up, while Donatello and Michelangelo are upside down. And it's the same way for the back of the box. So you have the artwork of Stranger Things here. Turtles upside down, and here's a look at it. Turtles right side up. You also have a description, which is pretty neat. I'll let you guys read that. Sides of the packaging has some beautifully done artwork there, as you can see. The other side has a Stranger Thing type artwork there. So what I'm going to do is open these up and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at the figures in hand. You'll notice that Michelangelo and Donatello are repaints from previously offered figures, while Dustin and Lucas are all new. Here's a closer look at Lucas. You'll notice that he is what cartoon comic inspired and not solely based on the live action TV series on Netflix. He comes in a light gray shirt and some red right there on top, as well as red stripes right over his solid red here, right over by his shoulders. He also comes with blue shorts, white socks, white and red sneakers. He also has a wristband, a white wristband right on his right wrist, and a black watch on his left wrist. Here is a closer look at the back. And as far as the facial details go, very nicely done. They captured a good likeness of him as if he would appear in a comic book. But again, this is something that they mashed up. It's not solely based on anything, such as a comic book or a cartoon. Lucas includes all the accessories you see there, including a blue backpack, binoculars, headphones with a 80s style cassette player, a telephone, as well as a slingshot. Here's a closer look at the phone and binoculars that are in his hands. He's got a fairly good grip on both, and I went ahead and put the backpack on his back. That also stays on very well. Bringing this in for a closer look for you. Phone has some basic details, as you can see there. Binoculars, also fairly basic details, but it does have a pretty good likeness. The binoculars can also be held in both hands. However, due to how he only has single jointed elbows, he can't look through it through his eyes, unfortunately. That's as best as you can get it. Here's a closer look at the headphones and cassette player. There is no good way to get him to hold onto the cassette player, so I left it like this. As you can see, it's all connected. Headphones are a little bit loose fitting on his head, as shown. And in the series, this is so they don't hear the sounds or music, and then to be killed by the creature. So that's the significance of this. Here's a look at the back. Here's a closer look at that slingshot. It is also loose fitting in his hand, so just be aware of that. It is mostly cast in black with some yellow right there on top. And it also has a really good likeness, as you can see. Lucas is also a articulated figure. This includes a ball-jointed head, full range of motion here, ball-hinged shoulders, swivel-hinged elbows, swivel-hinged wrists, swivel waist, ball-jointed hips, swivel-hinged knees, and swivel ankles. Dustin is up next, and he comes in a orange shirt with a label printed on, also a blue vest with another label, green shorts, white socks, off-white sneakers with orange laces, which you see there. He also comes in a baseball cap, which is yellow and green with I think that's a red stripe right there. We'll be taking a closer look at that. Here is a look at the back. Bringing them in a little bit closer. So here's a look at the printed labels on the shirt. That's very nicely done. Here's a closer look on the vest. And as well as the hat. This says Camp Nowhere from the series. Head sculpt, very nicely done. Nicely done facial details and everything. Dustin includes 4 accessories, including the same headphones as cassette player as Lucas. He also comes with a can of hairspray, a phone, and his mechanical hammer. Here's a closer look at that spray can as well as the mechanical hammer. Mechanical hammer is mostly painted in metallic silver with metallic red. You have brown and dark metallic gray right there on top. That's very nicely done. As you can see, the details sculpted on both sides, and he's got a good grip on it on his hand. The spray, however, is just white, doesn't have a label or anything on there, but he does also have a really good grip on that. Here's a closer look at the headphones and cassette player. As his head is bigger, the headphones fit on better compared to Lucas. And I was also able to get the cassette player in his hand as shown. Bringing this in a little bit closer so you guys can see. Here's a closer look at it. These are nice firmly on here, but the cassette player is something of a loose grip on his hand. Here's a look at the phone. It's the same one that Lucas came with, and it has a good grip in his hand. Bringing that in closer for you guys. Details really on this side here. Dustin has the same articulation as Lucas, and he includes a ball-jointed head, full range of motion here, ball-hinged shoulders, swivel-hinged elbows, swivel-hinged wrists, swivel waist, ball-jointed hips. He also has swivel thighs, that's different than Lucas, swivel-hinged knees, and swivel ankles. Actually, I'm going to correct myself. Lucas also has the swivel thighs. I missed out on that the first time, so these swivel as shown. So, as I said earlier, the figures are repainted, and these are in dark green with beige bellies. They also have brown knee pads, elbow pads, wristbands, belts, and red bandanas. Unlike the cartoon, these figures do not have the M and the D on the belt buckle, as the comic was different than the cartoon. But the head sculpts are completely unique, so you're going to be able to tell them apart like that. But if you lose their accessories, you're going to have to look it up, because who can remember what, as there's no real identification on these figures other than the different head sculpts. Michelangelo has these 2 open grins on both sides, And Donatello has this closed mouth, which you see here. Donatello includes his bow staff, which is painted in brown and light gray, and Michelangelo comes in his nunchucks, which are brown and metallic silver. This is also real chain links, so you can move them around as shown. The accessories are firmly placed in their hands. For Donatello, I had to use a hairdryer to heat up his other hand to get the bow staff in there, and I suggest you guys doing that. You don't want to force anything, so it's always a good idea to heat it up first. And as I said before, unless you have their accessories in their hands, there is no real identification mark to identify which turtle is which, other than the unique head sculpt, which you're going to have to look up. So my recommendation would be to keep their accessories in their hands. Being inspired from the original comic, I think Playmates Toys has done a really nice job on these. They also fit in very well with Leonardo and Raphael, which I have over here. We're going to be taking a closer look at the four of them in just a moment. Each turtle also includes this waffle-shaped throwing star, which, as you can see here, the waffle shape as shown. Very nice details on this. It fits firmly in their hands, so it won't fall off too easily. The sculpts are the same, so you're going to get the same articulation for each figure. And these are just reused sculpts, so you probably know what to expect as far as that. This includes a ball-jointed head, ball-hinged shoulders, swivel biceps, double-hinged elbows, swivel wrists, ball-jointed hips, which you see here, swivel thighs, double-hinged knees, hinged and rocker ankles as shown. Here's a group shot of all four of the turtles offered in the Turtles Times Stranger Things line. Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo all share their same sculpts, repainted in dark green skin, which you see here. Red bandanas, and each one comes with their iconic accessories. And as much as I love turtles, just as anyone else, I'm personally loving these particular Stranger Things figures that Playmates Toys have been putting out. This includes Chief Harper and Eleven, offered in Wave 1, and Dustin and Lucas, offered in Wave 2. Here's a group shot of all 8 figures. These fit in together perfectly. Playmates has started with some mashups. We've seen Street Fighter, which I've reviewed recently. So it's great that they're continuing the Stranger Things and Turtles line. I really hope to see a third wave from this. I think it has a lot of potential. My recommendation would be to pick it up. This is available exclusively at Target stores here in the US. These are coming out in April 2023, so be on the lookout, $39.99. Thank you to Playmates Toys for sending along Wave 2 for review. Greatly appreciate it. I am Anthony Scott at ToyHypeUSA.com. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and share, and stay tuned for more coverage and reviews.